This is the Oddball Show, a podcasting collaboration with JP Productions and Oddball Magazine.
Welcome, friends and fiends. This is indeed another edition of the Oddball Show. My name is Prof, known in some circles as the Peter Sellers of podcasting. I am the creative director at JP Productions, and with me, as always, are my airwave associates, the two creative minds behind Oddball Magazine. Can I just do real quick before I continue this introduction? Can everybody in the circle, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, who's Peter Sellers?
We'll come back to that. Anyway, creator and editor-in-chief of the magazine, a poet currently exploring his MC edge, say hello, please, to Mr. Jason Wright.
Yep, we'll get into who Peter Sellers is later. But hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jason Wright from Oddball Magazine. We have Reece Cotton on the program today. She's a very funny person from Boston who I am happy to have on the program. It's going to be a very good show. What's up, Prof?
Yo, dog. An associate editor of Oddball Magazine and the host of the Stone Soup Open Mic every Monday at the Out of the Blue 2 Art Gallery in Cambridge, a man of diverse interests and talents, now including his Open Mic Comics column, which we'll discuss a little later on as well. Please welcome Mr. Chad Parento.
I'm the Telly Savalas of podcast. In that I'm old, bald, and dead, baby. So, anyway. But come on, Peter Sellers, that's Crusoe, is it not?
Indeed it is.
How do you not know this? I'm going to have to bitch slap you, Jason, and call you Kato. You know?
I thought it was the Jaws guy, so I mean, you know, it wasn't the Jaws guy. The Roy Schneider. I know. I've seen Jaws.
Wait, Rob Schneider was in Jaws?
Roy Scheider was
Shark. The Sharkmeister. Sharkarama.
Gonna be a
being jumped over by this podcast.
And these are your oddballs.
Yes.
Our guest tonight is a female stand-up comedian from Boston with a creative drive that is second to none. This week alone, you'll be able to catch her shows in upstate New York, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Connecticut all in 1 week.
If you run really fast.
She has a degree in Chinese. She's trained in Taekwondo and lives a fascinating daytime life as an Uber driver, providing much of the fodder for her blog, which you can find at ReeceCotton.com. Please give a warm Oddball Show welcome to Miss Reece Cotton.
Oh, man, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. You gave me, like, the best introduction ever.
You have quite a list of You are an interesting and diverse person.
But and you really need all those skills to become an Uber driver, including the Taekwondo.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah, thanks very much for your time. Thank you for being here. I'm really looking forward to a great show tonight. It should be a lot of fun. But as I mentioned in the intro, you are traveling a lot this week. You're in Albany, and I think then New Hampshire, then back here, and then Connecticut. That's quite a schedule.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome when I get to sit back and look at all the opportunities that I have waiting because of kind of the hard work and time and dedication I put in. But you know, it's anyone. I want to say anyone can do it, but it takes a lot of. You can't be afraid to fail out here. You gotta fail as fast as possible, so you can learn from your mistakes and grow from them. But I would say a lot of this is just a lot of these bookings. Some of them are like I'll be in New York tomorrow for the Ladies of Laughter competition. I'll be up against. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'll be up against some of the best comedians in New York and Boston and beyond. So it's gonna be. I mean, it's an honor just to compete against those fine women.
Oh man, that's awesome!
Yeah.
You do really well. I've seen your stand-up; it's pretty funny. So.
Oh no, thank you so much. I've definitely come a long way, a very very long way. Like when I first started doing comedy, I was just doing adult content jokes. I put it that alternative lifestyle adult content jokes, and I was so busy cracking myself up on stage, I didn't realize I was isolating my audience. So, so
You were the Jimmy Fallon of the stand-up world.
The camera and laughing, breaking character.
Yeah.
That's what.
Oh man, it took.
Talk show host, but anyway, yeah. Sorry. These are great.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it took a couple of veteran comics and just friends to kind of help me find my voice in a more how could I put this, like I don't just have to joke about this one topic. There's so much more to me as a person, so let kind of everyone get an idea of that. And so that's been a great experience for me, and I'm very grateful to come across the mentors I have and to be able to learn from them. And
you bring up two things actually that I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
But I'll go with the second one first. Do you think so? As a female comedian, as an alternative gender comedian,
Yeah.
are those automatic gears for you, like, or for comedians in general, that then you have to grow beyond, or is that just a matter of some people, like man does this, female does this, black guy does this, white guy does this, as like a comedian style? Is that an automatic gear, or is that just some people work that way, do you think?
Oh, I see. I think
Does the polarity of it make, is that something that in comedy that one would jump to somewhat automatically? Weird question, kind of.
I think when you don't, honestly, I think it comes down to mindset and level of maturity in the business. That's what I jumped to, because honestly, I thought that's what made me unique. And it took one of my mentors telling me, no, that's what makes you like every other comedian that happens to be a lesbian. They were like, that's not what makes you unique at all out here in this business. And if you want people to remember your name, you need to go deeper. You need to talk about things beyond what the audience is already surmising about you because of the way you look, walk, dress, whatever. So hit them with some stuff they don't expect. Talk about going to the toughs. Joke about speaking Chinese.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, stuff like that. Joke about your pit bull, but maybe not in the way people would expect. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that kind of a clever spin that I've put on the way I present my jokes has helped me tremendously, and actually helped me get kind of ahead of where I think I would be right now. How can I put it? Like that help I got. Had I not got that help, my calendar wouldn't look the way it does now, with bookings all over New England and the tri-state area.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
You talked about being a one-joke comic, or just like not wanting to be just like all about one joke. What was your one joke for the longest time?
Oh, it was about the peacock. So a peacock, not necessarily the bird, but if you split it up, peacock. So it's a stand-to-pee device. So someone transitioning from female to male would have one of these and go into the men's bathroom and use the bathroom standing up just like a man. So I would just come up with stories about dropping it in the women's bathroom because I couldn't use the men's bathroom, and it rolling into the other stall, and the women freaking out because they told the police a man that had lost his Johnson was in the bathroom or something like it was just ridiculous. I was just having so much fun with the wildest, craziest, funniest stories. But but it turns out that that because that's what is I don't know how to say it, but because they what they're looking at is what they got. I was told that I was going to get pigeonholed, so to speak, and to definitely bring more to the table in terms of being funny. So when I go on stage, sometimes I don't even mention being a lesbian. Sometimes I just don't have time because I have so much other stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't have the time to get into those jokes because not very deeply. I can subtly, of course, but I can't get into it very deeply because that's the more obvious thing you expect me to say, and I need to hit my audience with other stuff, get their minds all over the place, and if I have time, then I'll go into my lesbian jokes.
As your encore, you come back with hit it with some lesbian jokes as an encore.
Yeah.
What's your current closer now?
Oh, my current closer is a joke. I call it the best dish, and it basically goes. I'm at a Chinese restaurant, and I motion for the Chinese waiter to come over, and I say to him, 喂，先生，请问什么是你最好的菜？ And the translation for that is, hey, mister, excuse me, what is your best dish here? And then the Chinese waiter just looks at me. He just stares at me. And then he says, I only speak English, asshole.
So Reece, with driving Uber, you must be getting a lot of material. You must be getting some funny customers. Because I know when I was working at a restaurant, and I wrote a bunch of blog posts called "Tales of an Unemployed Waiter," which I thought were really funny. You know, and they were really, really funny because I got a lot of good material from just people in their day to day, and you get to watch that, you know, from the Uber. So what? Come on, what's going on with you? There's a lot of funny people out there.
Oh yeah, I have a ton of things from Uber. So much so I've got like a list of stuff that I'm gonna get to someday in the Uber. The Uber Chronicles are definitely in that list. No, I've Uber, you can only pick up, I think, a maximum of 3 or 4 passengers at a time, and I've gotten drunk Uber requests, and of course I don't know that the passenger is drunk until I get there, and he piles himself and all his friends in the car to the point where there's no more room. There's too many of them. There's like 5 full-grown college kids, and one of them jumps in the trunk. Not the trunk, the hatch. I didn't know. I didn't know the proper word for it was hatch when I wrote about it on Facebook. So people are probably thinking.
And then this guy just jumps in the trunk. It's fine.
Yeah, so he actually fell asleep back there by the time I got most of the guys home, and then it turned out it was so bad because I dropped them off and I thought they were all getting out at the same destination, so I close out the Uber app for their ride, and then like one guy gets out and the other 4 are looking at me like, how are we gonna get home? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought this was your destination. And I'm like, no, we got to get home too. And I'm like, all right, well, just open your Uber and request a ride, and I'll just be the first to pick it up since I'm closest to you anyway. And they were like, we don't know. We don't have an Uber account. As a matter of fact, we don't even know whose Uber account we use to call you. I was just like, wow. So I ended up dropping them off home one by one free of charge. And it wasn't too bad. They all lived within like 5 miles of each other. And yeah, when I got to my second to last drop, that's when we realized one of the college kids was sleeping in the hatch. He was like asleep back there. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful his buddy remembered, because he would have spent the night in the hatch.
In your driveway!
Yeah.
You were living a Woody Allen skit, and you didn't even.
Yeah.
The law specifically states you cannot have a white frat boy in your car unless it's St. Patrick's Day weekend. You know, it's bad.
You know what? Like, speaking of that, like, you know what's funny? I'll tell you. I should actually write this down. I didn't think of it until now. I picked up another customer. I want to say yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. I picked him up from a hospital in oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the hospital. But it was like a hospital in the Dorchester area, Lower Mills area. And I pick him up, and I just knew he was going to be a black guy or woman. Because that's just one of those hospitals here, associated with our neighborhood. So I get there, and it's a white guy. He gets in the car, but he did Uber Pool. He didn't do Uber X. So we're picking up other people, and you can just see him getting increasingly uncomfortable as the minorities start to take over the car. It was hilarious.
I didn't know about Uber Pool. I haven't used that before, but that sounds hilarious.
Uber Pool, is that like carpool? Is that like it's like you just go in with a bunch of different people and just go in the same area and just go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Uber Pool is like, it's a lot cheaper for the passenger, but you know, if the driver, if Uber wants the driver to pick up someone else along the route, you know, you're gonna be subject to have company during your ride, other than the driver. So, and not everybody knows that when they do Uber Pool.
So
I just remember. Go ahead.
You go on a nice day with somebody, and you know, let's get an Uber. Oh, I heard about this new Uber Pool, and then all of a sudden, you know, some drunk dude, and you know, someone else, and you're like, oh, this is nice. You know, we're all going to the mall or whatever. I don't know what people do these days. Anyway, your joke was way funnier.
No, it's
Well, that's weird because she's you know, a comedian. So
It's almost as if she's worked at this.
You can't find a chess player. Chess with a chess player, you know. I mean, you know what I mean? Oh man.
Can we put a nix on the robotic, the computerized cricket, because we have the cricket parts taken care of, and clearly we're in sync because I'm not texting and had Google Hangouts. Crickets, 1, 2, 3, go. So I'm the official cricketer.
Did you like graduate from cricket? Like, how do you learn how to do a cricket like that, Jack?
You hang out in a factory where everything is so loud. You're wearing a mask because you could get lead poisoning from the resins you're working with, and you just wait and you just pass the time away. I did that for an entire summer.
So you're a superhero.
Yeah, I'm lead boy. I'm pencil boy.
Lead.
Exactly, but we've kind of pushed to. I feel like we're at a movie now where like Reece is famous now. We're just all like, "Wow, Reece, you're famous, and all your hard work paid off." And she's like, "Yes," but I would love to hear a little bit of the beginning. Like, who are your influences when you were growing up, when you were learning this, when you were just figuring out that this is what you wanted to do?
Oh, when it came to comedy?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know Uber driving. You're like,
oh, okay.
take this cab driver.
No,
Anonymous thing where basically I could be a cab driver. I empower myself. No, yeah. When did you think what made you want to be a comic? Who made you want to be a comic?
Gosh, man, there's so many variables that really pulled me in the stand-up comedy direction. The first would have to be the loss of my little brother. And the reason is because losing him, the way I thought about life, you know, changed. And after he was gone, my cousin showed me these Vine videos or something, like I wasn't on social media at the time, but she showed me his social media accounts, and they looked really popular, like views in the thousands or whatever. And you know, he was a complete goofball. You know, I didn't know that about my little brother because we were both introverts. Because you know, we're we grew up in a very religious Baptist family environment, church, and
You get your kicks where you can.
kicks where you can. Okay, what does that mean? I'm not sure.
you kind of have to have your fun on the side because it may not be
Gotcha.
acceptable in the social schema of where you are.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, and I think that kind of opened my eyes to, wow, I don't have to be so introverted. Like my brother, he had an outlet. He had this free type of open-minded life that I didn't know about. It's not that I didn't want to know. I just, he went to college and he moved to New York to pursue theater and film, and I didn't really think much of it. But when I saw his social media accounts, and he's dancing in a pink tutu, or he's got on some rainbow-colored spandex, he's just prancing around. I'm like, man, my brother was a goofball. He was silly. He didn't walk around miserable and feeling ashamed of himself, So in a way, my little brother became my big brother, because leading by example, now I'm thinking of, gosh, what am I missing out on in life? And then from there, thought about doing other stuff with my life, because I always wanted to be a fighter. I always wanted to be a professional mixed martial artist, and that came from, watching Bruce Lee, etc. when I was really young. But
do you compete?
I used to.
Yeah, cool.
I used to, yeah. But my not at the professional level, but at the college level, I competed in Taekwondo.
Cool.
And my coach would tell me, lose X amount of weight, let's say 50 pounds for this upcoming fight, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, coach, no problem. The issue is the next time we did a check-in, I would have gained maybe half that or the whole 50. So instead of losing it, I just gained it because of the pressure. I don't know if it was I don't know why. Even to this day, I still have a hard time losing weight. But
it's hard to have an excuse like that when you're right in front of the coach. Wait, did you say lose? Lose. God damn.
Yeah, right.
If you don't mind me asking, how old was your brother when he passed away?
He was 22.
And how did he die?
He fell asleep. He died in his sleep. He fell asleep, and from what I was told, it was just natural causes. They didn't find any foreign malicious substance in the system.
And how old are you?
How old was I at the time?
How old are you now?
I'm 29.
Wow. So you're obviously close with your brother, but you had already kind of chosen on a life path to a certain extent. What were you doing when this happened?
Yeah, I was working at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. I was money.
So you had a respectable job.
Oh yeah, most certainly. Which
is usually the impetus for anyone to be a stand-up comic or be in the arts, but yeah.
Which is what?
It's usually that's usually the reason why people go into comedy or the arts, if they have a respectable job for a long enough time.
Oh yeah. No, I hear that. I don't know if that's a myth or a rumor or a stereotype or whatever, but for me, yeah, it's freaking true. Yeah, it's true.
You know what's the difference between poets, we don't get paid, but comics, they get a shot at getting paid. So that's good.
Yeah. I was pretty uptight. I worked in the IT department, and I was just really tense. My energy, that escape for me was the martial arts, and I kind of realized I had to make a decision. That was going, for me, nowhere fast because of my own issues or limitations. Like, not being able to make the weight is really, I guess I'll say piss poor excuse in the field of fighting. You know, that's really frowned upon if you can't make weight for a fight. So I wasn't trying to continue to down a path that was headed nowhere. I didn't want to do that anymore. So I considered stand-up comedy after I watched on Netflix. I think I had just turned 28 years old, and on Netflix I watched Kevin Hart
Oh, yeah.
on I'm trying to remember what he did a special at the Madison Square Garden, and he said, sorry, he does a joke about a half deer, half zebra. I'm laughing because the joke is so stupid. The joke is he basically tells the audience that something about being late for work and telling his boss the reason he was late is because he was driving on the highway and what was in his path was a half deer, half zebra. And he's just making this excuse why he's 5 minutes late for work. He's like, half deer, half zebra. I can't say a word. I don't remember word for word. But basically somehow like a baby with Benjamin Button disease comes into the picture and is riding the half deer, half zebra, and he gets the baby in the car. And the baby tells him, "No, I'm actually a grown man." It's I enjoy watching Kevin Hart do comedy, especially stand-up comedy. But whenever I watch that particular special, I actually fast forward at that part because I get so pissed off that
Pissed off.
I just because it's so stupid. Like I just
That's the beauty of it.
You're laughing despite yourself.
Yeah.
like. It's like, are you throwing some stuff at me I don't really understand? So laughing despite yourself, I've heard.
Well, in other words, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like there's no possible reason for you to be that you should be laughing at this, and yet you are. It's almost involuntary.
Gotcha. Thank you for breaking it down.
Hey,
Here I am talking about somebody else's lack of intellect and no, but I mean I think Kevin Hart's. Obviously, he's very, very intelligent, very business savvy. He wouldn't be where he is today if he wasn't. But that particular joke happens to really piss me off, and I have to fast forward through that part of the special.
There was actually a document, kind of like a documentary interview on HBO called Funny People or Talking Funny. It was Seinfeld, Louis C.K., Chris Rock. And the British guy who created the original British Office. I can't remember his name all of a sudden.
Gervais.
What's that? Oh, Gervais. And they were just like all talking about that same thing, about a joke that is so fucking dumb, and yet they love it. And the one conversation was this one guy who was singing Dock of the Bay, except he sang the lyrics "Sitting on a cock 'cause I'm gay," and they broke it down for like 20 minutes. Like 10, 15, maybe more close to 10, 15 minutes. Like, this is so stupid. This is a dumb joke. Someone's singing "Sitting on a cock," and they just could not justify. I think it was Louis C.K. Like, it was could not justify why he liked it. And then I think it finally ended with Ricky Gervais going, "Did he do the whistle?"
Did he do the what?
The whistle, like Dock of the Bay has the whistle that we had.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended. But yeah, there's stuff like that where it's just like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I am. And hey, I call that a successful joke.
No,
Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that is so right. No.
that Kevin
Yeah,
Hart-
Is there anything that you've ever said as a joke that you're like, oh my god, this isn't going to go over well, but it's a joke that the audience likes more than you do?
Oh, that the audience likes. That hasn't happened yet, I don't think. I think when I think this isn't going to go over well, if I say the joke, I think the audience reminds me that didn't go over well. It's like,
Wow.
I should have kept the joke to myself.
They're in full agreement.
It's like Bill Hicks had a line every time he was trying to like do enlightened stuff. He'd be like, "There's dick jokes on the way, people. Please relax. I know I know what country I live in." Like he told the dick joke sparingly, but he probably told them better than anyone else. But that was probably the part of the comedy routine he could have done without.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what what I like about Kevin Hart's that joke that he does. It's not like it's because of his delivery. His delivery is hugely important, and I think for stand-up comedy, it's all about the delivery of the joke. It's all about I don't know. I think it's an incredible thing to get up on stage and deliver a joke like Kevin Hart, or one-liners like Dimitri Martin, or Chappelle, like Dave Chappelle, or these guys, all these great comedians. So when you craft a joke, what is your how do you do it? What's your style like when you go up and you craft a joke? What is it? How do you engage an audience? First of all, like, how's it work for you?
Okay. So all right. So we'll start with crafting a joke. Oh, okay. Well, before I answer that question or those two questions, let me
Yeah, sure.
I'll just close out the thing about Kevin Hart by saying when I heard him say what I consider to be one of the dumbest jokes I've ever heard in my life at Madison Square Garden, that's when I knew I could be a comedian. And yeah, that's
No, I think I really wanted to get to that point. That's where your initial story was building from a couple questions ago.
Oh, okay.
The idea to me of picking up comedy, like when I'm not naturally funny, I don't think, and I wouldn't naturally go into comedy. It's so frightening. Like it's really brave to me. Why was that Kevin Hart moment? So what made you go, all right? He can tell a stupid joke. I can. This can be a medium for me.
What?
It just seems so brave to me. It just seems like such a bold step that, like, I don't know. It's pretty awesome, obviously.
Oh no, I hear you. I mean, that's I don't know. I'll go with what I've heard. I've been called cocky and arrogant, and that could be that could be there could be some slight speckle of truth to that statement, and that could be why I listen to somebody who is of a very high celebrity status and has been doing comedy for I think he had been doing comedy for about 15 years by the time he did that special, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. I wish I knew how to explain it. I wish it's like it's like watching someone you admire do something really.
Oh no! See, I think you're missing it. I totally get the idea of having a big model like having that kind of moment. I just think that it's comedy itself is such a bold medium to step into. So the answer to me, I guess, really is that it's just not that daunting to you. Just like, all right, I guess comedy fits me.
So like remove that. So remove the that factor of just that what I saw in the special. Like remove that. And
no, I think that's an awesome moment for you. I just think that it's impressive to me that you were then like, all right, I've never done comedy before. All right, let me try this. It's just such a bold medium to me that I would not. I'm a rapper, and I learned to rap gradually. I wouldn't jump into comedy to save my life. I think it's scary. It's awesome. Like I love comedians, and I love watching stand-up comedians. I think it's so impressive.
I see. I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of my fears went away about life, about especially what people thought of me. That fear was practically gone, but it took a big loss, like the one I experienced, to really get to that place mentally of, I really have to just live my life. I can't be worried. It's not even a question of can and can't, because it's not a question in my mind anymore. It's like cool. I live my life in the shadows. I've been an introvert for almost 3 decades, and where has it gotten me? Yeah, maybe I have a good job. Maybe I make more than enough money. But but like, but deep down, like spiritually, I'm not happy. I'm not really living. I don't know who I am, and if I do know who I am, I'm certainly not letting that person out to live her life to the fullest. And I think it took those videos of my little brother just acting a complete fool for me to be like, wow, I know I have that silliness in me. I know I have that carefree spirit in me, and I just want to let it out. And so it was almost, I'm sure it felt like overnight, but when he, like, between the time I saw his videos and when I got on stage, it was almost, I don't know, maybe 8 months around there. So I'm sure
How
in that
did you
8 months
train yourself?
in the back, I was going through the process. Sorry, what did you say?
How did you train yourself?
How did I train myself in
Well,
comedy?
yeah, how did you prepare yourself between that time
With
of
like
the
a Rocky
revelation?
montage, she probably did a lot of running up and down stairs in
I'm
Philadelphia.
picturing that. First, you're like, I have my own story of a gazelle crossed with an ocelot. Yes, we can do this. And then you just moved from there. I mean, because I know there's comedy workshops and things like that, so I just didn't know what outlets or what mentors you may have had.
So that came after I got on stage. So I turned 28. I watched the Kevin Hart special at the Madison Square Garden. I decided if he could do it, I can. And then I think by December 11th is If You Can Feel It, You Can Speak It open mic.
Yes, hosted by Dana Ross, yes.
Yeah, December 11th of 2014. Make sure I got the dates right. December 11th, 2014. Yeah, it's the first Thursday. So in the year 2014, the first Thursday, because it's second Thursday. It's the second Thursday. Every second Thursday of the month is Feel It, Speak It with Jadi and D Ruff. And I think I was preparing for that open mic. I had wrote these jokes about Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving had just come and went. And I wrote out these funny jokes about me and my family. It was like a story type thing. Mm-hmm. And I had those jokes prepared by December 9th. The thing is, between December 9th and December 11th, there was a night of comedy at Slade's Bar and Grill. So I went there to just see live comedy for the first time in my life. And I went there to watch, and the host there that night, we talked to each other. She asked me, like, what was I doing there, yada, yada, yada. And I told her I was there to see comedy. I was thinking of doing comedy. And she offered to let me go up on stage, and I did. So technically, that became the very first time I did comedy on stage was December 10th, 2014. And then I put that in the books and just kept going from there. And I did do the open mic the next day. I did do the Feel It, Speak It open mic the very next day, December 11th, and I killed it. But the night before at Slade's, I completely bombed. I took the following day off from work. I didn't sleep that whole night. I just was rewriting the jokes based off of some of the stuff the host told me I could improve on. Because after I bombed, she was the first one I went to, and I was like, what do I do to get better? And she told me.
You know who this person was? Does she got a name?
She does. Her name is Sam J. I think her given name is pronounced Samaria Johnson, but she's best known as Sam J. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, at that time, she was probably one of the biggest comedians in Boston. And right now she's in LA as far as I know. So
that sounds like a really nice gift she gave you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's pretty nice when people you meet along the way don't hesitate to give you feedback or help you out, because you need that. You really do need that in this business in order to um, get better, you know. And if people kind of hold back or whatever, usually it's because they're, I won't say, it's usually one of two reasons. One, they they want you to succeed, just not that fast, okay? And two, they just don't know they just don't have nothing for you. I mean, you know, they maybe they've been doing it longer and they should be able to help you, but maybe they really can't. Like, so you never know. It really is case by case. But yeah, she was is very fortunate that my first experience doing comedy happened the way it did, and that you know, timing is everything. So.
So your mentor went to L.A. Are there any other peers that you work closely with now that you've gotten yourself kind of entrenched in the scene?
Yeah, for sure. One you may have met is Lady Vane. I brought her to a.
Yes, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, Lady. So for people that are listening that maybe don't know, Lady Vane is she's I want to describe her and then I don't, because that would be so. She has a larger than life personality, and she's just so. She's got, to me, she's goofy. You know, she's goofy, but she jokes about real stuff, like real life stuff, and she jokes about it in a way that just I can't call it. I'll put it this way. Me and Lady Vane, she's been my mentor for well over a year now, and whenever she writes new material, I might think for a minute, oh yeah, I know this, I know how this is gonna go. But then when she says it, when she reads it to me, or when especially when she delivers it on stage, it takes on a life of its own, and it doesn't take her very long. You know, like a lot of people when they write their jokes, you know, especially me, it takes time. You know, jokes have to go through a process, and a lot of the big laughs that Lady Vane gets tend to be kind of in. What's the right word? Is it impromptu or off the cuff or in the moment?
Work. Both those statements work.
Oh,
Both
okay.
those phrases. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, and that's that's something you can't teach. You know, that's just something you kind of have to develop or just have, and she definitely has that without a doubt. So it's been great learning from her, and she was actually one of the mentors that told me to diversify my jokes, and you know stop joking about dildos and such every time I get on stage, because that's what people expect me to joke about and to dig deeper. So yes, a shout out to Lady Vane, and yeah, she's good people. She's good people. And another one of my mentors is Laura Severse and Kathy Ferris. They are both ladies that have been on the scene as well. Not necessarily veterans. They haven't been on the scene quite as long as Lady Vane, but they've been definitely making headway. And gosh, they've opened for some big names. And I don't know if you're familiar with Boston Comedy Chicks.
No, tell us more.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Boston Comedy Chicks is basically an organization here in Boston, run by women, founded by women, geared toward helping female comics. They do workshops. I consider myself a Boston Comedy Chick, so I might say we do workshops.
Nice.
We do workshops, etc., and all are welcome. Like, you don't have to be a female in order to attend. We've had men come in. I know a couple of guys, men who have asked me for tickets to the next one, and I keep telling them I'll let them know, because we kind of schedule it on a it's not like every, like Phil speaking, it's not like every second Thursday of the month. It's not scheduled like that. We kind of schedule it. We try to get it once a month as we go. So but until it gets more definitive, maybe we can break down so you know every month it's like the third Saturday of every month. You know, the goal I think is to get to that point.
So
And
does that mean does that
go
mean you
ahead.
have does that mean sorry does that mean you have a crew with you now when you go to your out of state gigs like Ladies of Laughter this next Wednesday on this Wednesday on July 20th at the Funny Bone Comedy Club in Albany? Will any of your compatriots from the scene here locally be coming with you?
Oh yes, Lady Vane will be coming with me, and I was actually going to travel alone. That's just something I guess you call it weird if you want about me. I enjoy traveling alone, by myself, blasting my music as loud as I want.
I don't find that weird at all, man. That's
Music you like, absolutely.
Yeah, and I just kind of get lost in the music, and time flies. But when I travel with people, I have to be considerate of the music. You know, we might have to do more bathroom breaks because, who's to say that everyone in the car is going to be on the same pee schedule, stuff like that. So it's just like a lot more. So I actually love traveling alone. But like Lady Vane and I will be going tomorrow, and if others wanted to come, I'm just a phone call away, and if I needed them to come, because sometimes there are shows that they might necessarily be bringers, but they highly encourage you to bring as many people as you can, and there might be some extra perks involved. Like I've had bookers tell me, hey, this isn't a bringer show, but if you can guarantee me you'll bring X amount of people, I could maybe do something that would benefit you, whether it's more stage time, whether it's maybe kind of the complimentary stuff. They can bump that up a bit because maybe they can justify it, because maybe I haven't been doing comedy as long as the other people on the show, or maybe I don't have the same status, and sometimes, well, in one case, I don't know if all bookers do this, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying all bookers do this, but I wouldn't be surprised if more than just the one I'm referring to does this. But they can use that as a kind of to my favor to say, hey, I know we all agreed that Reece is a new comedian and we were just going to give her 5 minutes, but she's got like mad people coming, so I'm going to go ahead and give her 10, 15, whatever, what have you. And then, because it's a process, and there are a lot of egos in this game, and you just you kind of whatever. Sometimes there's that there. They said this a lot at the Fed. Whatever it takes, kind of like whatever it takes to get you, where whatever it takes to get you where you wanna go, essentially. Obviously within reason, but I just remember that being drilled into my head, like, whatever it takes, get it done. Make sure the application is up and running. Whatever it takes, don't let it crash or break, or if it does, you gotta do whatever it takes to make sure you're by your phone so you can call backup. Like, it was just. I just remember that from my boss constantly. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. And I'd go home. And like, sometimes I'd be pissed off because I'd be like, damn it, doesn't he know I have a life? But but now that I kind of work for myself, I'm starting to get like kind of the stuff that he was instilling in me. I kind of get it. You have to put up with a lot of like different egos and different circumstances. A lot of it is a big percent of it. Wish I could say a majority of it is just writing jokes, telling jokes, being on time, and being a decent human being. But actually, there's 90% of it is really BS. It's not,
It's the entertainment industry, man. That's the
you're
a lot of that. And it takes a lot of drive. It takes a personal, a strong will to continue. And not just to continue because there's so many obstacles, but continue because it takes serious drive to book shows 4 days in a row over different states, and to I don't know, it's not. You don't have a corporate boss who's telling you exactly how you move up the ladder. It's all built on your own drive. So.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And I kind of right. And now that how far I go is all on me. Is
Right.
like I don't.
That's serious.
It's serious. It's very. It's like I don't know. It's just different. It has this different feel. Like wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great to have a drive. It's great to be your own boss, and it's great to do what you're doing. It's great to make people laugh, especially now.
Here's a good spot actually for us to transition a little bit. We went nice and long so far. This has been a good hour here in the Oddball Show. We're gonna bang out a couple segments and then come back, I think, to close it up. But this is a great combo so far. I think the next place we should go, Jason, do you have a good word from one of our fake sponsors this week?
All right. Yes, I do. Our fake sponsor today is Crossing Lines Art Exhibition. It's this August 5th. It's hosted by Dexter Roberts. Crossing Lines is an art exhibition that features artists from Hyde Park and Jamaica Plain. Artists respectively come from bordering neighborhoods. Their work shows how these neighborhoods have influenced us, whether graphically or symbolically. And perhaps this can spark questions of a need for a broader crossing of lines, whether social, economic, or racial. The artwork will be paintings, photography, and mixed media. The show is curated by Dexter Roberts. And the featured artists, along with Dexter, and if you haven't seen Dexter's art, it's amazing. It's really great, and that's why I'm hyping up this event. This event's going to be awesome. Eric Nazaro, Walter Marroquin, Dragon Gruchik, Larry Johnson, Saskia Lucas, David E. Minot II, and definitely Dexter Roberts is going to be there. So if you want to go to this event, it is Friday, August 5th from 6 to 8. There's an opening reception. I'm hoping to make it there. There's a lot of people interested. There's a Facebook invite. You got to check it out. It's the Crossing Lines Art Exhibition, hosted by good friend Dexter Roberts. It's going to be a great show. I can't recommend it any more than I am right now. It's going to be great. So yeah, that's August 5th, Crossing Lines Art Exhibition at Menino Art Center in Hyde Park. You got to check it out.
So that's our word this week from our fake sponsor. The person is not fake. Their sponsorship is. We just would think that they would sponsor us if we had a need for it or asked them to. But these are people that we really like to shout out and give some airtime to, doing great things in the Boston art scene. So check it out, August 5th.
Yeah, August. It'll be good.
All right, we're coming down to the end of the hour here. I think we should do a quick what's going on with JP Lime and Oddball Magazine. Very brief, very, highlights, please. And then we'll come back. I want to at least give a chance for Reece to shout out anything that's coming up for her. I wanted to get into the Cotton interviews and the other media that she shows off her talents in, but that'll just mean she'll have to come back for a second show. She'll be fine with that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, for a quick 2 minutes, we want to start it off there, Oddball Magazine. What's going on this week at Oddball Magazine?
Chad, hit it.
All right.
Sorry about that. Just got. I was like, Jason, he's ready to say it, Chad. Okay, good.
Well, you can come on over to the JP Lyman if you want to.
I'm keeping the announcements for tomorrow's Poets a Surprise. We have a good array of talent so far with Bill Harvey's The Odds and Junkman Radio, which is Greg Von Tier's selection of very obscure and sometimes even almost impossible to get musical selections from artists local and abroad. And that's up now. It has been up since Monday. We had Tybee, our contributing writer, a past contributing writer and artist, contribute poetry this week, this morning, in fact. And of course, we have Oddball's Jagged Thought, as written by Jason Wright. I will say this to give a little bit of teaser for next week. We have. I was on the Stone Soup open mic, and I'm just going to claim editorial fiat. I'm doing this because I'm associate editor. The hell with the selection process. There was an open mic poem yesterday at Stone Soup, and I won't say who actually I'll say who the poet is. Eric Nelson.
Eric!
And he read a poem that was so amazing. I don't want to give a single thing away of it because it's going to give away the entire poem. But I said, send it to me as soon as possible, and I'll publish it no later than next Wednesday. And that's what I hope to do because we're going to be getting. What's that?
We need an artist with it.
And that's why I can't say a thing about it. But I have the perfect artist. I'm going to be contacting him and hopefully getting the work all set up by next week.
I'm excited.
It's going to be very exciting. Eric Nelson hasn't been published ever, I don't think, outside of maybe a Stone Soup publication for like the 90s. I don't even know. So this is kind of exciting for all of us. So Eric, if you're listening, submit that damn piece. So that's a nice surprise, and there's going to be a lot more coming up in the weeks and months to come, including maybe a piece from Reece Cotton herself. Did I say too much? Anyway, and that's about it for the Oddball side.
Excellent. That is Oddball Magazine, one half of the Oddball Show. You can find them at oddballmagazine.com, the best poetry magazine in Boston or New England or probably the world. Okay. Over on the other half of the Oddball Show, you have JP9 Productions, Boston-based hip-hop group and production company. You can find our weekly blog at jp9productions.com, as well as all updates on upcoming music and shows, and our monthly rap flashback video is on hiatus until September, but we're doing short written segments, and there's one coming up this weekend, I believe in the 22nd, on Bigger and Deffer, LL Cool J's second album. That's coming from Scholar, 1/3 of JP9 Productions. It's one of his favorite albums, so he's doing a little piece on that this weekend. And I am doing either tomorrow or Thursday a peek inside my notebook because I have a recording session scheduled for Saturday, which is very exciting for me. I am itching to get some new material out. So one of the next couple days, I'm going to do another peek inside my notebook of stuff that I'm recording on Saturday. So yeah, check it out at jp9productions.com. Your world with a crunchy hip-hop center. All right, and that's what's going on at our respective websites.
Prof, real quick.
Yep.
We're also working on designing some tees. We're getting some swag together for the Oddball Show, for our guests and for people who are interested in buying some swag from the Oddball Show. It's going to be some dope stuff. Where do you see some of the media that's coming your way with the Oddball Show? Right, Prof?
That's very true, my friend.
Yeah.
Swagerific swag. It's going to be it's swag squared, really.
Swag squared, and you can find us on Oddball Show on Facebook. Boom.
Yeah.
Wait, and we're on iTunes. Sorry, Prof. We're on iTunes too.
Indeed, we are. That's what I was about to say. That if you have any interest in some of this swagerific Oddball Show swag, please hit us up at our various social media outlets, at JP Lime, at Oddball Magazine, on both Instagram and Twitter. You can find us on iTunes and on SoundCloud, where this podcast is broadcasting. It's also currently broadcasting on YouTube. So it's pretty much on every avenue of the interwebs, which is pretty cool.
No, it's on there.
But yeah, hit us up. Come find out more about the Oddball Show and about the two halves that make it up, and about all the awesome and really talented artists that we've been able to gather in the Oddball Show network that have given us time here on the podcast. It's definitely worth your time.
Yeah.
All right, so I was thinking, well, actually first, Reece, is there anything that our viewers don't know as far as upcoming events or things that we really should get in detail-wise? And they would be deprived if they did not know.
Okay. So I would say anything the viewers don't know and should know is going to be on my website, comedybycotton.com. And there you can just pretty much find any and everything you need to know about me, from my bio to all my upcoming shows, all of my past shows dating back to, like we said, the very first time I got on stage at Slade's on was it December 10th, 2014, and my blog is there, so you can kind of read about the different stuff that I think about or go through, and yeah, calendar, contact there, and you can contact me, and then I have various. I'm just looking at it as I'm talking because I know.
What is on my website? What am I all about? What kind of cool stuff do I do?
I changed my website a lot. I changed it a lot because I'm always trying to find cooler and different ways to just make things more pleasing aesthetically or function better for the end user. So I just double checking to make sure the links that I put there originally I left there because. You know that you might see a picture today. It'd be gone tomorrow. You know, like if I think I want to take
you changed the picture on your homepage since I checked it like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I have a problem.
That's no joke.
I have a problem. I might have.
I pulled it up and I was like, oh, she switched the shit up.
Yeah. You know, I might have a little obsession with updating stuff
That's
on my
right,
site.
man. It is a growing, changing thing. You just need to stay current. All right, so I was thinking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So anything pertinent that anyone needs to know is pretty much on my website, and at the end of the day, if you don't, you could always just email me or text me or
swing by your house.
Yeah, or come by, you know, all that good stuff.
Facebook or family, what have you.
Yeah, you got a lot.
Singing Telegram.
Website. Comedy on Purpose, July 21st, this Thursday, 49 Mill Road, Hudson, New Hampshire.
Yep.
You all are welcome, no cover. And July 23rd, that Saturday, back in Cambridge at the Den City Radio. What is that? What's Den City Radio?
Yeah, and Den City Radio is alright. So the woman who creates and hosts Den City Radio, Michelle La Poetica, she's beautiful soul inside and out, and basically not only does she play great music from mainstream unknowns and some unknown music from mainstream greats, but she has features on her show, whether it be rappers or comedians like myself, poets, like different artists from different areas, and we just talk about our craft, and we don't just get to promote ourselves. Kind of similar to this show, except it's instead of like potentially multiple interviewers in one feature, it's like one interviewer and multiple features, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of so that's kind of how she runs things there. So I could be sitting next to at her show. I could be sitting next to and it's a radio show in Cambridge at WEMF Radio. And you can check that out at WEMFradio.com, or you go to my website, comedybycotton.com, and you get the link to that when you scroll down my upcoming shows. But yes, I at her radio show Saturday, I could be sitting next to, for all I know, the next big rapper out of Boston.
That's dope.
Yeah, and they do she does these things called ciphers. I want to get into that one day. I know I've never done a cipher, but I'd like to do a cipher. I'd like to get into rap.
A comedy cipher or a hip hop cipher?
A hip hop cipher.
I was going to say, what is a comedy cipher? That sounds ridiculous.
That sounds like it'd be fun.
This sounds awesome. I don't know how it would go.
I know, right?
But you got to keep the flow up somehow. You got to keep people laughing.
Yeah, no, I hear you. A comedy. The closest thing I've seen to a comedy cipher is probably a comedy roast, where you have people going at each other back and forth. That's probably the closest thing I've seen. But she'll have rap ciphers right there live in the studio, and then when they get through, it's like, all right, Reece, Say something funny now. You know what I mean? It's be funny. And then we go back to the rappers. So we all kind of get to take turns or weigh in on each other's discussion. It's kind of cool. It's really laid back. I'll be there. I'll be there Saturday. I'm looking forward to going, and I'm gonna bring last time I was there, I did my July forecast, and I think I might do my August forecast there too. Just kind of similar to this, laid back, except there'll be probably a visual aspect. I'll be recording and stuff, and
Cool.
enough. Well, forecast. I do a monthly forecast. I haven't really connected it fully to my website, but I wanna. Once I really get them going, have a nice stack of forecasts, I'll probably promote them a lot heavier. Want to get that train rolling, and I just want to try to get people excited about upcoming shows of the following month, like be my own hype man, you know, for the month coming. But sometimes that backfires on me, because sometimes shows be on my list that get canceled, and sometimes shows that were never on my list get added after the forecast has been launched. So it can be a blessing and a curse. But at the end of the day, I just want people to be excited and enjoy the video, even if they don't come out to anything.
Well, awesome. We'll definitely check that out on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are down to the end of our time here on the Oddball Show. It's been a great hour. We really appreciate your time, Reece, and we are looking forward to hearing more from you and having you back here on the show.
We got to be back on the show in like a couple of weeks or a month or something. 2 months, 3 months. We'll see. We'll call you. We'll talk.
Yeah, I would love that. Whatever you guys want to do, I would love that. I was sorry we didn't get to talk about the Cotton interviews, but that's cool because that gives me time.
Oh, next time. Well, yeah.
There'll be plenty of fodder for the next time, my friend. And we really good luck on your next couple shows. It seems like you're gonna have a great summer. We really we're right behind you, man.
Yeah, we're really happy for your success, and we hope you keep on going and keep on grinding. And we're really happy. We support you at the Oddball Show. So.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it, and I mean it's mutual, and I appreciate the exposure you guys are giving me, because it's like if I hadn't come out to the poetry night and met Chad, I wouldn't have met Michelle La Poetica and been on her radio show. You know, and if I hadn't met her, I wouldn't have been out in trying to remember the name of that the name of that town.
Paris.
No.
Fargo.
But it was like the 5 elements of hip hop. It was a great show, and then I have a lot more coming, like we mentioned, the one on August 6th with again I'm slowing down because my website is loading, but I'm gonna
the loveliness of the internet. Buffering.
Oh yeah, the bridging. Yeah, I'll be at bridging gaps in the town I was talking about earlier. It was called Fitchburg, and that was a blast. But that was because I met Michelle, and I met Michelle because I met Chad. So it was really nice. So all I'm saying is thank you guys so much. It's stuff like this, opportunities like this, and experiences like this where I get to talk on a platform where I gain more exposure, that I get more opportunities. So I really appreciate you for giving me this opportunity.
Right.
Got it.
Boston art scene is alive and well. Speaking of which, to close us out tonight, Jason, you want to do a jagged thought reading, you think?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I think it'd be a good way to close out. So this has been another hour here on the Oddball Show. We thank you very much for joining us. Come find us on all our social media outlets. We're active on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We got a little Snapchat going. We are on Pinterest. We do all kinds of stuff. So come find us. Come be part of the Oddball Show. Jason, it's yours.
All right. Thank you, Reece, for being on the show. It's been a wonderful podcast, and we're going to close off today with something called Jagged Thought 133, Less Slaughter, Less Murder. Here we go. I need to close my eyes. I need to write a song in distance I need, I want, I sing a song of persistence. Guns are going off in my city, my bones are growing spongy, my finish line is far ahead, my clouds are sunny, my nose is runny, I'm no dummy, but you can't take my skill from me. I sing song my stream and dream a lover's dream. It's 1:19 in the morning, I've been working on prayer all evening. Martha, better like it, I'm learning how to be a credit on the poetic ticket, a tick on the poetic dog. So when I feel like this, the novice feels accomplished. The soldiers are stomping around in Boston. I sit quiet often thinking, when the world is dying, will I still be writing? Yeah, it probably doesn't matter. Each word has been said. Each rhyme scheme from my head drops of lead in the butter spread out like bed bugs on the pull-out in the Manhattan couch. The world is ready for a sunbath. The world is ready for us to sing a song. The world is ready for a sponge bath. Dirty world, play in the mud. It won't be long now. The world needs more sunshine, more laughter, less slaughter, less murder. The world needs to watch Dumb and Dumber and Dirty Work, and we will all laugh our asses off together. Yeah, that was my poem. Thank you. My poem, Jagathon 133, Less Slaughter, Less Murder. And yeah, it's been a great time at the Oddball Show. Thank you for being a part of it, Reece. We'll see you next time. Peace. Hold up.